single for you. BBC Radio Wales, Duran Duran, Evil Woman, and You To Me Are Everything, The Real Thing. Two great songs coming up here on BBC Radio Wales. Tuesday, the 12th of November. Thank you so much for joining us. It's me, Jason Mohammed, with your phone in, and today we're talking parking charges. People living in Porthgain in Pembrokeshire are concerned new plans approved by Pembrokeshire Coast National Park could lead to new parking charges. A petition with 517 signatures will be reviewed by the council on Friday this week. They're concerned it'll ruin the free nature of the village. So here's my question for you this lunchtime. Are you less likely to hit the high street, go to the beach, go to our beautiful coastline and spend money in local businesses if you've got to pay at the parking meter first? Call or WhatsApp 03700 100 110. Maybe you're saying, surely the way to revive the high street across Wales is to offer free parking. Text 81012, and of course, if you just want to fire a voice note to us, then just go to WhatsApp, press that microphone, bottom right, record a voice note, and we'll get you on. Rob Jones is a third-generation lobster fisherman from Porthgain. Good afternoon to you, Rob. Pnawn da, how are you?
Hello, Doc. Yeah, good.
Very good to have you. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's totally not needed. I've been in the village all my life for 65 years, and we do have sort of traffic problems in the summer, but every village in Pembrokeshire that has, on the coast in Pembrokeshire most likely has the same, and I can't see why they're doing. Why are they spending £330,000 on trying to fix a problem that's not a problem?
So what's the £330,000 they're spending money on then, Rob?
Well, the whole first plans that they put in was pathways, all going around the village, crossing points. It's basically turning Porthgain into Milton Keynes.
Right, OK. And what about the parking charges? What do you make of this?
Well, once they do put parking slots in, then charging would come after that. They can't do any charging in Porthgain at the moment because it's a haphazard way of parking. It's quite regimented when people come down, but there's no individual parking spots there for people to go in, so they can't charge. Once they put the individual spots in, they'll start charging somewhere along the line.
And do you think then, Rob, that'll have an adverse effect on the amount of people who want to go to beautiful Porthgain?
Maybe not. Maybe not. People come from more exotic places than we are. They have the money, and paying a fiver for parking isn't a problem. But it'll hit the locals.
OK, good to talk to you, Rob. Thank you very much indeed. That's Rob Jones, third-generation lobster fisherman from Porthgain. We have spoken to the local councillor, Neil Pryor, who told us, as far as he's aware, there are no plans for any change. And in future, if ever there was a plan to charge, then that would be a national park decision, and that's what the car park comes under. We have approached Pembrokeshire Coast National Park for a comment. They're yet to respond. So lines are open. Number to call 03700 100 110. We're talking parking charges on the phone in today. Are you less likely to hit the high street, go to the beach, spend money if you got to pay at the parking meter first? Call or WhatsApp 03700 100 110, and you can text 81012. This is Duran Duran, cover of ELO's Evil Woman. Top form, Evil Woman, Duran Duran, BBC Radio Wales, 16 minutes past 12. Good afternoon to you. You're listening to the phone in on BBC Radio Wales with me, Jason Mohammed. Just heard from Rob in Porthgain there. He's concerned that developments in his village will lead to parking charges in Pembrokeshire. So today, let's get a feel for the whole of Wales. What are parking charges like where you live? Are you happy with them? Get in touch. Call or WhatsApp 03700 100 110 and text 81012. The Real Thing after this.
You can find music and chat to soundtrack your
Residents
day.
in Pembrokeshire concerned that new plans for Porthgain village could lead to new parking charges. Are you fed up you have to pay to park? Lines are open. Give us a call 03700 100 110. David in Cwmbran on the WhatsApp. I used to always go from Cwmbran to do my shopping when I first passed my driving test entirely because of free parking closer to the other places, but I go out of my way to avoid paying for parking. I was nervous of overstaying and getting a parking ticket. So many people, whenever we talk about parking, say that I went back to my high street to do the shopping, it was free parking, and then the council changed all the plans. So lines are open. Number to call 03700 100 110. Are you fed up you have to pay to park? And let's get a picture from around Wales. What's it like? Free parking where you are, or maybe you have to pay, and how much? Lines are open. Give us a call 03700 100 110. You might need somebody. BBC Radio Wales, thank you so much for joining us here on the phone in with me, Jason Mohammed. Lovely to have your company. We're talking parking charges on the show today. Are you fed up you have to pay to park? Call or WhatsApp 03700 100 110. Maybe you're running a business and saying, well, hold on, If the council starts charging for parking, then that has an effect on my business. And Mike says on the WhatsApp, I agree parking charge is partly to blame for the decline of the high street, but Ceredigion Council takes in approximately £1.7 million per year from parking charges. That is a lot of money, isn't it, Mike? If they were to remove those charges, we, the population, would have to make up the shortfall. Ask yourself, are you happy to pay, on average, an extra £100 per household to subsidise this? Thank you, Mike. Lines are open. Number to call, 03700 100 110. You can text 81012. Love this tune.
Here we come.
Here's the girl, Katy Perry, BBC Radio Wales. Thank you so much for joining us here on the phone. It's 12:30 with me, Jason Mohammed, and we're talking parking charges today. Are you fed up? You have to pay to park. You can call or WhatsApp 03700 100 110, and you can text 81012. We'll play Martika's Kitchen after the travel.
BBC Radio Wales
BBC
Travel.
Radio Wales. We'll play Buck Rogers by Feeder and Fame, Irene Cara. What a tune. 12:35 BBC Radio Wales. Thank you so much for joining us here on the phone. And we're talking parking charges. Residents in Pembrokeshire are concerned that new plans for Porthgain village could lead to new parking charges. Are you fed up? You have to pay to park. Lines are open. Give us a call. 03700 100 110. Lots of your WhatsApps coming in. Thank you so much. Parking's not always easy, says Gareth, unless you know what time to go to places. Some places I've been to, first hour is free, then you pay so much after. Diane in Whitland, where does the money go? What service does it get used to provide? Well, I'm guessing, Diane, it goes back into the local council coffers. Some car parks have toilets, which the council have now closed, and local businesses benefit. Bridget says, hello, Jason. We went to see Stuart Copeland in Carmarthen on Saturday night. 8 at the Welsh House, parked at 6 o'clock, cost us £8. Amazed they were charged so much in the evening. Surely that puts people off. It's amazing when you're trying to put money into the local economy and they're making it harder for people to do that. Well, maybe that's the question, isn't it, Bridget? You know, it's about local businesses. Are they missing out? And also, as I think it was Mike who said earlier on, are we happier then to pay a little more then when it comes to parking in order to boost the local economy and boost the local council's coffers? Lines are open. Number to call 03700 100 110, and you can text 81012. This is a great tune. Irene Cara's Fame coming up very shortly. We're talking parking charges. Thank you for your messages. Lots of them coming in today. Thank you. Can't believe this one from Dave in Pontypridd. Dave, what's happening here? I would like to mention Cardiff City Council. Event day parking in Safar Gardens, £20. What a rip-off. Thank you, Dave. £20. Who's paying that these days? Chris in Cardiff, parking charges, another example of the anti-car agenda from the Welsh Government. Thank you so much, Chris. Right, let's go to Les in Bridgend. It's not that Les in Bridgend, is it? Les, who I haven't spoken to for about, I don't know, a year. Where you been, Les?
Jason, it is that, Les.
Hey, there you go. How are you, Les?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm looking forward to your short listing of the Gary Lineker replacement. What's on your mind?
Like I said to Wyn Evans, no comment.
No comment, indeed. Yeah. And with regard to parking, Jason, it is my firm belief that nothing is free today. Not even parking, because if we go to the MacArthur Glens of this world, if we go to all of the superstores, like your Tesco's, like your Sainsbury's, guess what? The cost of that facility for what we think is free is built into their pricing structure. And so nothing is free at all. Parking, we will either pay directly for, because that is the charge, or indirectly when we think that it's free. And that is my opinion.
Yeah, interesting, Les. But surely, if we are going to attract investment, Les, into our high street and into our beautiful beaches and our coastline, surely the council should be offering, for example, 2 hours free parking. There you go. 2 hours free, come down, enjoy, have an ice cream, spend some money, buy a bucket and spade, do some sandcastles, off you go. If you want to stay a little bit longer, you have to pay.
Well, yes, and Bridgend, where I live, there is an element of free parking in council car parks. So, yeah, let them consider that they make it free. But I'll tell you what, we'll be paying for it in our house taxes or whatever indirectly. Because who is going to pay for it if we, the taxpayer, the homeowner, the people that are living in these places and where we go visiting, travelling, somebody's got to pay for it. As I've said, nothing is free.
Nothing is free.
No, it is the way that it is marketed in terms of generating the revenue to cover for everything that we enjoy.
Very interesting point. Thank you, Les. Lovely to talk to you. Les in Bridgend, one of the OGs, one of the original callers to the phone-in back when I first started, and also to the sports phone-in we used to have on a Saturday night. Lovely to talk to you after all these years, Les. Thank you so much. Lines are open. Number to call, 03 700 100 110. You can text 81012. New listeners, old listeners, give us a ring.
He stood there and